All right, guys. So this is gonna be the weekly recap. I started off with ASTR. Took a decent loss on that. I don't know why the heck I didn't take a screenshot. I didn't even share with my buddy. I give every trade to. I really don't know what the heck I was doing. So we're just gonna skip over that one. We're gonna um, start off with XL. So I had a decent short at a pre-market high. This is like my go-to trade. It just didn't work this time, um, but I had a small cut. I'm assuming that I was focusing on GRCL and I missed this good short. So I'm guessing that I put this resistance here because it topped out here. It had high volume. Um, I should have been looking to reshort here, risking just as high, and I missed it. I think that it caused me to get a little bit of FOMO. I chased it. I saw respect in the 9 EMA and VWAP. I remember it stuffed a little bit. I shorted. It instantly popped back up. I covered. I wanted up around here again, and it stuffed again. I reshorted. I got faked out. That just instantly kind of put me on tilt a little bit. Went down here and then I got another FOMO entry on at J lines. It's uptrending. Um, it had to fake out of the pre-market highs again, which would have been a great short on this next candle over here before the fell. But I missed it, and I started to recognize that I was going on tilt, and so I instantly cut my size in half, which in this case kind of sucks because this thing came up, it halted. They start popping up. Is a higher price stock. I was going to take a small size anyways, but I took a ridiculously small size because I was already kind of on tilt on XL. I had a really tight stop, failed, popped back up. I reshorted, risking this high, and then this thing just tanked like $1. I covered a small piece. Then I had a little bit of a premature entry at J lines. Um, I reshorted, cover, and honestly, even with like the ridiculously small size that I had on this, I uh, I still did really good on the day, and it just kind of goes to show me that I just need to be patient. The setups are there. It's better to miss a setup than jump in early and get cut up. And so I'm still working on that, obviously a little bit. But then if you are in Jay's room and you have access to community webinars, I highly recommend going back and watching a Fuchs webinar. Um, I watched it and it just kind of like it just clicked with me. I have way too much. I'm allowing myself to have too much risk, and he was talking about like that's the worst thing you could possibly do. You need to have super tight risk. Um, if the trade doesn't instantly pretty much work the way that you are planning it, then you got in too early and you need to cut it and you need to wait for the right opportunity. Start learning how to read level 2, read the tape, read the price action, and try to be really focused on um, your entries and have a very tight stop because it's okay if you know, I want to have these pretty charts, and but because I'm trying to have these pretty charts, a lot of times I don't have pretty charts because I get cut up and it looks ridiculous. But I want to really start focusing on like my entries, my exits, being patient, and having really, really tight risk. And so on this one, I saw it looked to me like it's forming a D pattern. It had a little bit of support here, had some resistance up here. I took the short, risking just as high, washed, covered, covered break even. Perfect trade. Went over here, reshorted again, short. I added some size. I was looking for the fade. It didn't work. Cut a break even. Shorted here. Started making higher lows. I trimmed a piece off. Break even. Came over here. I reshorted, covered, shorted, cover, cover, cover. I missed this beautiful short right here. It was ridiculously fast, and I missed it. I was trying to get fill on the ask. Um, didn't get filled, so I covered another piece down here. Popped it up here. I shorted really small size, and then for my average from like I believe this one, I got cut off break even, and I try to get filled on the ask over here, and I just didn't get filled. But I had a I had a great day on this trade. Once again, I was trading small size and I was patient, and thanks to the webinar, watching Fuch's webinar, yeah, I really need to focus on my risk management, and so those are the trades I documented. Um, like I said, I don't really know what the heck I was thinking of not um, taking screenshots of the other ones. Um, so this is how I should have traded. So I have a few other trades that I did put on here. So this is ASTR. This is what I started my week off with, and I took a loss on this. I didn't mark this thing up because it didn't meet my criteria. This is a complete boredom trade. Um, so got resistance right here, got resistance right here. I mean, this thing faded, you know, quite a ways. So, um, if I was going to trade this again, how I would trade it. So there's tons of volume over here. It's a high price stock. You know, millions of shares getting traded, but on this over here, it's pushing up on half the volume. So this to me is a low, not, well, one second. It's important to be on the right candle. So not this one, this one. I think that this one is a very low risk trade, lower volume, short here. I would cover first target, second target, doesn't quite hit third target, so I would have recycled um, here on the stuff, and then honestly, I would have just cut off on the rebroke J lines. Me personally, I don't know how much range is that. It's Yeah, I wouldn't have covered anything here. I would have been holding for down here for sure. So I would have cut off break even, and that would have been that should have been my trade if I was even going to trade this. Then I mean if thing pops back up, it's got the stuff in candle there, really low volume, around 10:30. So yeah, I mean I would have taken this again, risking this high. When it got stopped out, I would have covered here, covered at my first target. I definitely would have recycled here, short on the second one, cover, cover, then held this thing all the way down here. And like it could have been a good trade, but like I said, it didn't really meet my criteria, so I shouldn't have really been trading it anyways. Um, so then XL, how I should have traded it, and uh, so my first entry on the trade, I think it's a good trade. Sometimes the trades don't work, and so my first trade was good, and I would have taken a small cut, which is completely fine, but waited for it to pop up here, started having some selling pressure, the volume's dying out. Nice, easier trade over here, risking 10 cents. Cover down here, huge risk reward. Recycle here, short, or I mean cover the final target. Like the plays are there. It's just that I'm not being patient enough for it. Then I believe the GRCL was the next one. So I mean, this is pretty much how I did trade it. So how I traded it was perfect. I think shorted cover, but then so I believe I shorted like here, which is a little bit early. How I should have shorted it was up here or right here, cover, and then I covered down here as my final target. And like I said, I think that I traded it really well. So um, OCUP. Um, Pre-market high, popped above, made a new pre-market high, short here, risking that high, cover, short VWAP, cover, short J lines, cover, and short stuff of VWAP, cover. Actually, I mean, you guys get the point. Cover here and trail here, and then leave it alone. That would have been fine. Um, Then I traded. So the other two that I traded that I didn't cover. I had a win on this trade. Um, and honestly, I'm pretty sure that this is relatively close to how I did trade it. Saw this thing stuffing up here, my golden zone. I shorted, I covered, shorted again, cover. I trailed, break even, popped up here again. I shorted here, risking this high. Cover. I do think that this was my final cover because I was also focusing on NRXP, and so I actually took a loss on this one, which sucked because I can't remember exactly what happened, but so I remember I was shorting up here. I had small size. I did cover down here, but I'm pretty sure I recycled like somewhere around in here, and I didn't know that it was a half a day on Friday, and so this is like I'm shorting like right before close. It closed at 1 o'clock, so right here. And I'm like, dude, this thing is up like a ridiculously amount. Like if this thing fades down, it's got low volume. I thought that it was like this is gonna like make my month. And I shorted and like a dumbass, I did not have my break even hotkey on. I'm pretty sure that I was focused on AHPI. I can't remember. I was talking to chat. I remember I was talking to my buddy, and I mean this sucker just ripped. I mean from 670 to 8, and I think I got stopped out like when I finally noticed it. I think that it like hit like right here, and it took all my profits for the day. And so then I I'm pretty sure I reshorted. Because I mean, I reshorted like way smaller size because I didn't like the price action. I didn't understand what the hell was going on, and it sketched me out. So I went in like super small size on the backside over here, and I was talking to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you are in after hours. Like it started like 20 minutes ago or whatever." I covered the whole thing down here when I found out that I was in after hours because I was like, "What the hell happened, dude?" Like it's like somebody just turned off the volume on the stock market and made me nervous. And so, unfortunately, I had like really small size here. Um, I covered because, like I said, on like I was that's what it was. I was talking in the chat. I was like, "What the heck is going on?" Like, there's no volume in here. I feel like I'm trading in after hours, and we were talking with some guy, and all of a sudden it just ripped, and I got my I gave back my daily profit, and then I took a short here, and I think he was double checking to make sure that we were in after hours, and we were, and so I was just like, oh crap, and so I covered down here my first target, and I just left it alone. I had a small red day, but a manageable red day. So I I don't know what the heck's going on with my recorder. It isn't working right. So a little bit different. I hope this thing actually recorded and everything worked great. If not, really sorry because I'm not going to re-record this. So, anyways, I hope everyone had a very good week, and yeah, I'll be back next week. Later.